This is the historic Metamora Grist and Roller Mill in Metamora, Indiana. I'm Darren, and this is the Industrial Revolution. Sitting alongside the Whitewater Canal, this mill was built sometime around 1845, or well, its original version was built around 1845, by Jonathan Barnes. He built a three-story structure as a cotton mill. Ran nearly 1,000 cotton spinners inside that mill, all running water power with water supplied by the Whitewater Canal. Unfortunately, you heard that we are in southern Indiana here. Southern Indiana doesn't grow cotton, and that means they didn't really have a local supply. They had to import the cotton in, spin, export it back out. It just really did not make any sense here. So it ended up being converted in 1856 to a flour mill. And they did have farming here. There's still a lot of farming here. So a flour mill actually made sense. Unfortunately, it still didn't work great. It's changed owners a few times. And then finally in 1899, it burned to the ground. That was a common fate for flour mills. You often have flour dust in the air. This is before electricity, so of course you had candles, gas lanterns, oil lanterns, open flames, and explosive flammable flour dust. Not a good combination. Well, it was rebuilt in 1900 and started operation again as a flour mill. At that point, it was generating about 50 barrels of flour a day, which is pretty good production. It actually ran 24 hours a day and did so until it, burned down again in 1931 or 1932. In 1932, this was built. The current building was built as a grist and roller mill. Let's go take a look inside. Here you see everything is already started up, and they're doing a demonstration of milling corn. You see the miller scooping corn, a mix of yellow and white corn today, into the hopper on the top. The hopper slowly dribbles corn into the chute. You can see him adjusting it here. That controls the slope of the chute, which controls how fast it flows into the millstones.
We always start with the wheel up. The last person who runs the machine, we turn the wheel back to where it started. So this is where we started. And then
the wheel here is used to adjust the exact spacing between the stones. It works by moving the runner stone, the top stone, up and down by just very tiny amounts, which adjusts the final grind. As you can see, the miller needs to pay constant attention to the process, making adjustments as the milling progresses. The saying, "keep your nose to the grindstone," comes from this process. Always looking and smelling throughout the process.
That's like perfect pace, okay? But, you know, this is 1800s type equipment, so. we do, like I said to some of you guys, we watch this like a hawk, right? Because this is the important part of milling. We use all of our senses. So we hear the machine, we feel the machine, we use our smell. Sometimes you might smell a little bit of the dust and stuff come up. But once you start smelling a really bad smell, like a very bad or popcorn smell, that's not good. We need to stop the machine, you know. But we're really good. Milling has a lot of different molecules in your body. So from here, from the grind, it comes out to over here. So you have to come over here.
You can see here the grind is doing okay. There's a lot of variation between sizes as it drops into the elevator headed to the flour dresser. Let's go there next.
I'm going to engage the flour dresser, so I'm see this right here. I'm going to pull this over, and it's going to go from this wheel to that wheel. Okay? So here we go.
tap on the sides to prevent flour from piling up inside the flour dresser.
So again, this is called a flour dresser. Yeah, get in. Get comfortable. I don't bite. I only bite Joey. That's Joey over there. That's it. All right. So here is the fun part. So the corn all mixed together, all the kernels, all the sizes, right? And it goes on the inside of here. And now it's spinning, and it's separating the fine grain, and then this way is the coarse grain. Now you notice this right here is tapered. On the other side it's tapered, so it's like a funnel. So it drops straight down into the auger part. And this is the auger. So what it does is, take up here, the fine grain's here, and it pulls it down, drops it in that bucket, okay? What's left, it pulls it down, drops it in that bucket, pulls it down, drops it in that bucket. Does that make sense? Alright, so you notice there's some spots where it sticks, right? So in this time here, they use a handy dandy leather strip. You're like, what are you going to do with that? Well, see it turn it all up? It gets those hard to reach spaces. Now a day like today, really humid. So it's a really humid day. So we're going to be running this a couple times through to get as much product as we can out of the auger.
Where the dresser stopped, you can see how the finest holes are at the left, where the ground flour is dropped in, and the holes get gradually bigger and bigger as you move to the right. Anything too big for the rightmost screen drops into a bag on the back to be reground later. Stepping back a bit, you do need to engage power before you can actually do any work. The long horizontal shaft here goes to the water wheel outside and powers everything in the mill. The red belt on the far right pulley, that's the belt you saw them engage on the flour dresser a minute ago. The pulley just to the left of it goes to the electric motor they're running today, since the water wheel's not working right now. We'll go out there in a bit. The next pulley is going to the main grindstones up top. The final pulley isn't in use right now, and likely went to some equipment that's no longer in the mill. Zooming in closer, you can see the friction clutch. The shaft would have always been turning, and you'd use the clutch to turn on and off the individual equipment in the mill. We'll see that in use in a minute. As we move down this room, one thing that stands out is the large twisted belt. That's the one that goes up to the millstone above. It's twisted since you need a vertical shaft on the millstone, whereas all the others actually use a horizontal shaft. Other belts and pulleys were used for other equipment, which is no longer here. Let's watch as things are brought up. Just a warning, it gets a little bit loud down here.
Great, 1, 2, 3.
As soon as the power is turned on, you see the shaft immediately starts turning. Now he's engaging the belt for the flour dresser by moving the lever to engage the friction clutch. Finally, she's engaging the friction clutch on the main millstone. You can see it slowly start to turn, slowly coming up to speed. Those stones are heavy, and you need to start them up pretty slowly. Let's head outside to check out the water wheel.
Pumps are running.
At one point, this mill is powered by a Francis turbine like this one. These are connected directly to the floor of a flooded chamber. When the doors around the turbine are opened, the water spins the turbine, rotating the shaft out the top. You can see the two long shafts with gearing on the ends. Those work to convert the vertical shaft to the horizontal shaft needed for some of the mill operations. Today though, the mill is usually powered by a water wheel in Lock 25 of the old Whitewater Canal. This canal didn't really last very long, but this part of the canal maintained water thanks to a dam just upriver. With the locks no longer in use, it was easy to take advantage of the drop here to install this breast shot wheel directly into the lock. The shaft connects directly into the mill, but as you can see, the wheel's not really turning very well today. They think it may be slightly out of balance and rubbing somewhere, but they haven't had a chance to figure out exactly where yet. You can also see in the sluice, there's really not much water coming into it right now anyway. Hopefully they get this back up and running soon. You can check out links in the description to my videos on both water wheels and turbines. So the canal is currently set up to operate off of this water wheel, although today the water wheel is not actually doing so great. It's a little off balance, and therefore they're actually running the mill off of electricity. There's a small electric motor that you saw earlier when we were down in the basement. That electric motor does run the millstones and the dresser, and that allows you to come in here and experience what it was like to run a mill back in the 1800s. So it's not currently in massive commercial production, although they are producing flour, and you can buy it. You can buy cornmeal, take it home and bake with it, and you can see it made, and you can actually even buy the exact same stuff that you watch ground here. And that's kind of a unique experience, and that's why this is the Industrial Revolution. Hey, wait, don't go yet. Don't go. I need some help. To keep this channel growing, I really do need you to help out, and the easiest way you can do that is just to like this video. Just hit like on YouTube, and that tells YouTube that this video is worth watching. You can also subscribe and hit notify. That'll tell YouTube the whole channel is worth watching. And you'll see this pop up in your feed when you go into YouTube, so you can watch my new videos when they come out. I also have a Patreon page over at patreon.com/Industrial Revolution. So you can go help out over there. That'd be great, just a few bucks a month. And thanks for stopping and watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you for the next one.